Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to the video. Today, just gonna be doing a little show and tell of all my posters that I've collected over the years, the ones that I've chosen to keep and get framed as I'm gearing up to hang a bunch in my room here. Fortunately, I don't have as much room as I was hoping I'd have since I put up these acoustic panels and things, so gotta squeeze them in, choose the best ones to go in here. Perhaps we'll hang some out in the main room too, and some of them will go back in boxes, which they've been in boxes for years. I haven't been framing them since I left the road at the end of 2011. Just been looking for a cool opportunity to put them up. I finally have one here. I'm hoping you guys can help me decide which ones to hang here, so let me know in the comments if you see one you really like, if you think it deserves a spot on the wall. But again, there won't be room for them all, but I'm excited to tell you guys about the history of them. Certain ones I'll talk about and tell stories about and how they came about, discuss the artwork and things like that, why I saved them, where I got them, things like that. So it should definitely be cool. And right before we get into it, the one thing I wanted to mention is the item for sale this week on my eBay weekly sale. This week I'm featuring my personal self-titled embroidered hoodie here that you see me wearing. I haven't worn this thing in years. I think that I got it from like an outside kind of bootleg vendor of one of our shows. I want to say in England, probably London at the Astoria. For some reason, I remember it being there, but a lot of the times after we'd play, you'd go outside and there'd be bootleggers selling your own merchandise. And Jim and I would walk up to these guys and just be like, hey, you know, we just played the show. Hook us up with some of the stuff here, you know? And the guys would usually, to avoid a problem, you know, because I'm sure they were selling the stuff illegally. Obviously, it wasn't cleared through us or whatever, but they'd make their own designs. You know, you see these guys doing the same thing at football games, basketball games, stuff like that. So they're not looking for any trouble. So generally, they would always hook us up, and we'd choose a few items and stuff. And this was one of them. Obviously, super badass. This hoodie is totally soft and comfortable. I'm sure I wore it a couple times on that tour cycle, brought it home with me, and it went in the box of all that stuff, along with the posters that I collect over the years and trinkets from each tour, all that kind of stuff. And it's just been fun as I've been going through this transition, moving everything out of my studio and going through stuff. There's so much stuff I've collected over the years, and that's why I've decided to have this eBay weekly sale thing to get these items that literally are just sitting in boxes, collecting dust, as they say, into the hands of the people who would enjoy this stuff, you know? Sometimes I think about, oh, you know, I'll save it for my kids one day or whatever. But who knows if they're gonna like Chimaira, you know? Who knows if they're gonna want dad's old clothes, you know, from 20 years earlier or something like that. But anyways, I know for a fact that there's somebody out there who would like this thing because it's the bomb. It's missing the string here. I don't know why, but again, I mean, it's pretty next to brand new. Sweet embroidery here. This happens to be an extra large, so it's kind of a bit baggy on me. I tend to wear like a medium or a large sometimes, you know, depending on it. But anyways, definitely check out my eBay sale page where there's going to be new stuff all the time. Perhaps you run into some of the old stuff. Perhaps you're seeing this after the fact. Maybe this isn't available anymore, but there's always going to be cool stuff there until my collection runs out. But we got a long way to go for that, so make sure you keep checking back. You can find the link to my eBay sale in the description below or in the first pinned comment there. Or obviously you can just search for me on YouTube and see what I got going on there. So check that out, guys. And I'm glad you're here. Let's get into it. I'm excited to show off these posters, and we'll talk about them. And again, let me know in the comments which ones you guys like and help me decide which ones to put up on the wall here. Should be fun, and let's get into it. Okay guys, so here we go. Honestly, I wasn't exactly sure how to present all these, so I just kind of thought of this at the last minute here that I'm just going to kind of do it by album cycle, by album. So it was really cool breaking all these out of the boxes, out of the packaging that I had them in forever, and just kind of reliving some memories and stuff. So I thought I'd take you down memory lane and just kind of talk about some of this stuff. So this is what started it all here. Obviously, Chimaira's first EP, This Present Darkness, back before the .com days there, as you can see, Chimaira.net, East Coast Empire Records. So this is our first debut album that kicked things off, and we did shows on this and everything, kind of just on this independent label, and which led us to Roadrunner. And yeah, then things really started happening in a cool way. So that's some of the original artwork there. You can see up top, minus the reflection of the Universal Audio Apollo there. You can see there. But I believe all that artwork, a lot of it was Jason Hagar, our original guitar player there before me and before Matt. There's Chris, Mark, myself hiding in the background there, Andals, and Rob Lesniak, our bass player there after AE on This Present Darkness, until Jim joined the fold shortly thereafter. And we started getting into the Roadrunner stuff and doing Pass Out of Existence. So let's get on into the Pass Out stuff. Okay, so here's what I've got from the Pass Out era. Just the framed poster there. And I actually discussed a lot of this artwork and my recollection of how it came to be on Everything You Love episode 19, which you can check out. I'll link in the description and above here for you here. And also then I challenged Mark to challenge my recollection and see if he agreed with what I remembered about how this artwork came together, or help me fill in the blanks of what I didn't remember. And he did that on his Twitch channel, which you can check out at twitch.tv/Chimaira_Mark, I believe. Again, I'll link that below too for you in case I was wrong there, but check him out. This is cool. I definitely want to hang this guy here. It is the Free Times Award in Cleveland for the best hardcore act of 2001. So cool award there. Pass Out of Existence, our first Roadrunner album. Right there it says their debut. And yeah, this kicked things off. A lot of good things started happening. Got some cool tours. And then we headed into the Impossibility of Reason. So now into the Impossibility of Reason stuff here. I've got a few different ones I'd like to show you, but this is one of my favorite posters here. You guys probably saw this in my studio, which I brought a couple posters in and hung them over the last year. So some of the mid Everything You Loves have this guy in it there. The Crushing album, now available as a limited edition enhanced double CD with exclusive tracks and videos. Utterly convincing, fiercely intelligent, and very fucking heavy indeed. Some kind words from the folks at Kerrang there. One of my favorite band shots there from the infamous Todd Bell. Sweet poster there. Definitely plan on hanging this one up in the room. This next one's really cool here, guys. The Chimaira Home Wrecking Show. This is in our hometown of Cleveland at the old Odeon. The day after the Impossibility of Reason was released. We were on tour there with Lamb of God, 18 Visions, and Atreyu. Awesome tour. I can't remember right now. I suppose I could check Wikipedia if Lamb of God's Ashes of the Wake had been released yet, or if maybe they were gearing up to release it at this time. But boy, what a record, huh? Ashes of the Wake. That's when I got into them. I mean, on this tour, I knew they were cool and stuff, but it wasn't until Ashes of the Wake came out and I started absorbing it, you know, on headphones in my bunk at night that I realized how badass it was, and then I couldn't wait every day to come out and hear them play those songs. Omerta, Blood of the Scribe, I mean, everyone is a banger. That instrumental track, I can't remember what it's called, but the riffs are incredible. Super cool. Obviously, Atreyu exploded. Good stuff. Now, these are really cool, guys. These are two of my favorites. That one and that one. And these are the last from the Impossibility of Reason stuff. Just a regular band shot there. Promo from the album. It's funny. Some of the other guys in the band, you know, I'm pretty sure all of them collected posters from the tours too, you know. We'd either get them from, you know, the venue or promotional ones that the label had made, or even fans like this that just made cool stuff. I'm gonna talk about these in a sec here. But it's funny here, let me show you something here too. See how that lettering's cut off there at the bottom? I remember Mark Hunter one time saying, oh, you gotta get the matte, I believe it's called. There's some sort of like framing around the poster. See that white around there, where this one is just straight up to the frame? So words get cut off there on some of them. And I remember him saying, but actually this one, nothing gets cut off. But I remember Mark saying like, oh, you got to get the matte finish there, or that border around it. I remember thinking at the time, why? But now I definitely see why as I'm looking at some of these, and some of the stuff's cut off. And yeah, it just looks more pro to have it that way, you know? But I mean, this one looks rad. Look at the color of that frame, matches that poster so well. But these posters are super cool. So it's this artist here, slyartwork.com, and he'd create these caricatures for bands for their tour posters. So that's, Spine Shank guys there, the Chimaira guys. I don't know if I'm the back left or the back middle, but you can see handles. Mark, Matt, Jim, they're unmistakable. The El Nino guys. Such rad artwork. And then this one, you can see Ricky there in the back. My son, little Robbie, was looking at that saying, "Why does he have a shirt off? Why does he have a shirt off?" And I say, "Because drummers do the most work, man. They're tearing it up back there." But super cool. Definitely two of my favorites. Like I said, these are going to be hanging in the room for sure. Let me know what you guys think. Now into the self-titled here, guys. That one on the left there, definitely one of my favorites. So that was a promotional poster from the label before the album came out. It says the new album featuring Nothing Remains in stores this August. Also advertises the double CD black box there that had some cool bonus songs on it. More about that in a moment. Another promotional guy there. Sounds the Underground Tour 05, cool tour. Guar. Tons of bands. But this guy right here, this big self-titled one, definitely going on my wall here in the office. Super proud of that one. Got some more cool self-titled stuff here. Let's check it out. Now these are super rad here, guys, and I hope you'd agree. They're from the self-titled touring cycle here. This first one, rad artwork there at the Newport Music Hall with Trivium and Stem, dead even. April 20th, 05. I think the self-titled came out in August of 05, so here we are just gearing up to support the record. And then this Chimaira Dark Tranquility and Hate Sphere from Paris. Awesome artwork there. I love when posters actually have the year on it. So many of them don't, and I have so many other posters around the old studio and stuff like that that I just wish it had the year, because sometimes you're just not sure. A lot of times it just has the date, no matter what band it is. But cool stuff there. Had a good time with Dark Tranquility. That was a cool tour. The Hate Sphere guys, man, love that band. They were awesome. Dark Tranquility, good guys. Me and Jim played a lot of poker with those guys. And then that was a cool little run there as well. Now, my favorite poster or plaque, you'll see here in a second, from the self-titled era, coming up next. So here we go, guys. My very favorite poster or plaque, whatever, from the self-titled era, and maybe from my entire touring career, man. This right here, something I'm so proud of. We were part of this Kerrang! Remastered tribute to the Master of Puppets record. Metallica, obviously my favorite band. We did Disposable Heroes. I will link that below for you guys to check out if you haven't. But yeah, we were chosen to do that. Who else is on here? Machine Head, Trivium, Bull for My Valentine, Mastodon, Funeral for a Friend, some other bands covering tunes there. And it sold well and got a gold plaque from it. And many of you heard me make the joke that the only way the Chimaira was ever able to get a plaque was by covering another band's song. And in this case, we'll take it. Can't wait to hang this bad boy. Moving on to Resurrection here, guys. We got this big bad boy. He is enormous. And then his little brother. Just the album cover there. And that's all I've got from the Resurrection cycle. Cool photo shoot there. Beers and dudes. Again, Todd Bell. Pretty cool. Moving on to the Infection here, guys. Little Infection poster album cover there. And then one of my all-time favorite posters, the Coming Alive photo collage there. Collage from the entire Coming Alive, or the entire Infection cycle. Lots of cool stuff there, but I believe this poster either came with the Coming Alive live DVD set, or I don't know, you could order it additionally. I don't remember, but there's so many rad little pictures there. You can sit here and look at this thing and see something new every time. Love this one. Let's get a little up close shot. Okay, then we've got another big guy here. This thing is huge, and I think that the design is actually called Big Head. And while I could be wrong, I think this is from the Infection cycle. There's a chance it's from the Resurrection cycle. But hey, since I don't know, I went ahead and grouped it with Infection there. Pretty sure this was a t-shirt design as well. Pretty cool artwork there. Little Robbie said it scared him, so I told him we're hanging this one in his room. Right. So, I don't have any Age of Hell stuff. I think I stopped collecting at that time, or if I do, I had stopped framing by that time. Besides all this stuff, I have another box full of literally over 100 posters that I just hadn't gotten framed yet, or hadn't decided to frame yet. So, maybe eventually I'll get to that, but I'm running out of space. So, what we're gonna do, finally, is check out my Chimaira Christmas poster collection, which is pretty cool. And we'll get to that right after a brief word from not my sponsors, but sponsors YouTube wants you to know about. Stay tuned. Okay, so here we've got Chimaira 5 and 7. Now, there was obviously a 1, 2, 3, 4, but maybe we either hadn't started making posters by that time during those years, or I just didn't collect them, I'm not sure, or I didn't have them framed. Could be any of those. And I also don't have 6, but I do have 8, 9, 10, 11, and I think 12. First 200 girls get in free. Let me know in the comments if you were one of them. Who was on that? Solus, Stem, and Caveman. Chimaira Christmas 7. Looks like it was at the House of Blues. Demiricus, Forever in Terror, and Bowel. Good stuff. Let's move on. Here we have Chimaira Christmas 8 and 9. Another scary one there will hang in Robbie's room, huh? House of Blues, Cataclysm, Terror, The End. And then 9. 9 again at the House of Blues there. 9 bands, $9.99 tickets. Pretty cool. Yes, sir. Okay, here we go with 10 and 11. Make sure you stick around for 12, because it's worth seeing. Doesn't say the bands listed on the 10th one, but on the 11th we got Ohio Sky and Solipsis opening the show. Pretty cool artwork there. Always violent stuff, you know? These guys. All right. We grabbed this 12. It's pretty cool. Last one of the night, folks. Chimaira Christmas 12 in the year 2011. Whatever number Chimaira Christmas it is, it's always the year before. So like Chimaira Christmas 3 was in 2002. But anyways, this was my last Chimaira Christmas and my last show with Chimaira for 5 years, 6 years. I think it was 6 years to the date that I took the stage again with Chimaira. for Chimaira Christmas 13, which was then, no, wait. No, it was actually Chimaira Christmas 15 because those guys did a few after I left the band, but it was in the year 2017. So now that year and show number correlation is off. But again, House of Blues, Skeleton Witch, Salt the Wound, The World We Knew, Rogue. Got the set list there. Let's get a closer look at that. Touring passes, ticket. So a lot of you know this was kind of a bad time for me. Like I said, it was my last show with the band. Didn't really end on the best terms, you know, but I didn't even remember that I had this made, or maybe my wife made it for me or whatever, but it was a nice surprise to open this up when I did, and then I hung it at the studio, I don't know, maybe a year ago or something like that. But honestly, when I opened the box and pulled it out, it was like I had seen this for the first time, because it may have been. But this is one of my favorites now, and it's definitely going in the office here. And then the final Christmas show that I played, like I said, back in 2017, I still have that poster, but haven't gotten it framed yet. Still need to get a Total Destruction poster framed, put that here in the room, but that's gonna wrap up the poster thing here. I'll see you guys again in a second to close out the video. Okay, well, that's gonna wrap this one up, guys. Thanks for taking a trip down memory lane with me. I hope you enjoyed seeing some of the classic posters there, and like I said, I hope you help me decide what else to put up in the room here, what not to put up, or I don't know, just tell me which ones you guys liked, you know? Make sure you check out my Patreon campaign, my guitar instructional DVD, my custom Kemper presets through tonecrate.com, and my Rob Arnold World merchandise. Use code YouTube10 right now to save 10% off right before the holidays. Links to all of that and everything else I've mentioned in the description below. Appreciate every single one of you watching, tuning in, interacting, commenting, sharing, liking, all that jazz. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, please consider doing so. Again, thank you, and I'll see you soon on the next one. I'm not going back.